Yes, it has been slightly different for us. We have a number of long-term residents, one of which has lived with us for 7 years and is not as young as she used to be anymore. So we just didn't feel like we were in a position to shut down completely and basically evict them. We're a family business and it's important to us to try and look after our guests as such. So we decided that it was best to stay open. It also gave us a wonderful opportunity to look after the key workers, and that has been an absolute honor and a joy to be able to help and be there when people really needed somewhere to rest, somewhere to just relax and have some sense of normality, and that's been a wonderful thing to be able to do. So for us it is a little bit different, but on Saturday we definitely took some new steps. So Jim, our super famous doorman, tallest doorman in London and has been here for decades and decades, unlocked the door and we opened the door again, which was fabulous. And you said funny and surprising things. For me, the most surprising thing was at about 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, standing outside the front door with Jim, and a London bus pulls up and stops and puts his hazard lights on so he can say, "Hi Jim and welcome back." You've got it when. So that was a fab story. But there've been lots of really interesting, fun things. I think the other fun one that we like to talk about a lot is the guest I mentioned who has lived with us for so long has a small dog, and so whilst the rest of us have got bigger and longer and bushier hair than we've ever had before, Prezi the dog every week still had a wash and blow courtesy of the team because he couldn't go out to the parlour. But the only person that has had their hair done in the last 15 weeks has been the dog. Apartments have had an enormous amount of interest. I think people really embrace the fact that they can have their own entrance, they have total control, but also have all of the amenities that you would want in a hotel. But the apartments are definitely selling stronger than any other room category, and that isn't always the case. In terms of the type of guests, I would say more or less yes. I had some expectations that we may not see as many elderly guests perhaps, or people that would be perceived to be vulnerable. But the second guest who checked in was a gentleman of silver hair who had flown in from the States and is spending 2 weeks in quarantine in one of the apartments. So I wasn't expecting that. So it is fairly normal, if you like, or a good cross-section anyway. I think in the short term they probably are. I think whilst there will have been a good percentage of the population who were out on Saturday to get their pint or go to a restaurant or stay in a hotel, there will be a much larger percentage who will be sitting at home and wanting to just see how it pans out before they commit. And I think it's important that as an industry we are seen to help with the greater good, and helping with masks and cleanliness that is probably a bit more visible, I think will reassure people to be able to come out. But I don't think that will last for long. I think once people have been out and feel comfortable, I think they will want to go back to the way they've always enjoyed a meal out or a hotel stay. They want to feel pampered, they want to feel special, they want to feel like the only people in the room, and they won't want to see housekeeping wandering around and cleaning stuff, would be my view. I think it'll be a short-term fix.
Mm-hmm.
Undoubtedly, I think that's happened already. We have printed menus if we have guests that don't want to use QR codes, but we've already gone to QR codes on our menus. We have invested heavily in ozone cleaning technology so that we're able to guarantee that every single room is virus-free. We have invested in an audit system to be able to do that. We've got thermal imaging on the door, all sorts of technology that we would not even have dreamt of 6 months ago, or probably even 4 months ago, and suddenly it's going to be very commonplace. So yes, I think technology is integral now. I think we have to be able to offer the choice, and for some guests they will be very happy to check in online and get up to their room and use their mobile phone. Other guests absolutely will not want to do that. They will want to have that interaction and that conversation, and I think a really good operation is able to identify that early and adapt to be able to give the guest the experience that that guest wants. And that will be, I think, the defining difference between really great operations and those that maybe struggle a bit more. One size just can't fit all.